Chief Detective Jane Honeywell recently moved from Manchester to a small town called Pilton in southwest England. On the first day at work, she was told by her colleagues at the police station that nothing exciting ever happened down there. Same crime, same criminals, nothing big. All this changed when the body of a dead woman was found at the Chittlehamn farm. Jane and her crew started an investigation on this horrible case.
The farm where the body was found is owned by Mervyn Peck, a sheep farmer. Also, the police identified the victim as Rose Carter, a teacher at secondary school. Some background information on the victim revealed that she was having an affair with a married man named Jack Peck, Mervyn's brother. She was also a member of some kind of animal rights group.
Postmortem analysis was sent to Jane, and the cause of death was a severe blow to the head with some kind of heavy instrument. This confirmed it was a murder. Nothing strange was found in the blood samples, and a recent insect bite was found on the left hand.
Jane and Pete, one of her colleagues at the station, interrogated Mervyn and Jack. They found out that Jack works at the research department of Hunter Products, a company that makes agricultural chemicals and animal vaccines. Another interesting point is that he owns some beehives and he keeps them at his brother's farm. He was also asked where he was at the time the murder was committed, and he replied that he was at work. Was this an alibi, or was he really working at the company?
On the other hand, when they visited Mervyn at Chittlehamn farm, Jane remarked that some sheep were really sick. They were separated from the rest of the flock. Mervyn said that they had some sort of infection.
Jane also decided to pay a visit to Hunter Products Company, where she wanted to speak with the person in charge. She talked to Jo Keane and asked her some questions about her employee, Jack Peck. She confirmed Jack was at work at the time of the crime. Back in the police station, Jane and her crew looked through all the information already gathered. They weren't very happy about what they had. They were missing some important parts of the case.
Next day, Jane decided to visit again Chittlehamn farm. While talking to Mervyn, she sensed that he wasn't very willing to help, that he felt annoyed by her visit. All of a sudden, Mervyn was pointing at her with a gun. Somehow, he managed to get away in his car.
After a spectacular chase, Jane managed to arrest Mervyn and took him to the police station. During the interrogation, Jane saw that Mervyn wasn't feeling very good. He looked sick. She noticed some sort of infection on his right arm. Jane sent a policeman to call a doctor. Meanwhile, the interrogation continued and Mervyn felt trapped and decided to reveal a very important secret that changed the course of all the investigation. He confessed he was the murderer of Rose Carter. After this, Mervyn was taken to hospital. Dr. Fahid confirmed Mervyn was infected with a mysterious disease. Jane left someone in charge at the hospital to keep an eye on Mervyn and the visits he may receive and went away. Hours later, she received a call from Pete, her colleague, telling that someone had murdered Mervyn at the hospital.
Now it was evident to Jane that there was some sort of connection between Mervyn, Hunter Products, Rose and Jack, and she kind of knew what was this all about.
Jane discovered that Mervyn killed Rose because she had entered his property without permission, and if she was able to take a sample from his sick sheep, she would have discovered that they were infected with a deadly virus. Since Rose worked for this animal rights organization, everything would have been made public, and his farm would have been closed, and he probably would have been charged by authorities. In addition, Jane found out that Mervyn had been paid large amount of money from Hunter Products to let them test some vaccines and chemicals on the ship he owned. Jane realized that Jack Peck and Joe Kane were responsible for the death of Mervyn. They didn't want him to tell the authorities that they were using his farm to test a deadly virus, the Rift Valley virus, which is transmitted by bees. Jane and her crew had solved the case.